Country superstar Carrie Underwood has spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are.
As Carrie Underwood prepares to perform there in the Rotunda.
I say.
I mean, right? It's country music. I think
I'll
it's
tell you right now, I wouldn't do it, even though I
You
can't
would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
The country music star and pop culture lightning rod, Carrie Underwood, is now at the center of a storm. And it's not the good kind that produces great songs. Oh no, this is the kind of tornado that happens when the claws of public opinion, gossip, and debate over her skills penetrate deep. After Carrie's performance at the inauguration, it's none other than the perspective of those daytime chatterboxes who seem to wake up every morning and choose mayhem. Carrie isn't just any bird, honey. Rumors have it that she will hit them where it hurts, like a phoenix rising from the ashes of their cattiness. They chose to act as the unofficial jury, mockingly evaluating her decision as if it were the Thanksgiving turkey.
On The View want to cancel Carrie Underwood because she performed at Trump's inauguration.
How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon.
Listen up, you squawky birds. Let me break this down for you in terms even you boobs can understand. Over half the country voted for this man. That's how democracy works. You don't have to like it, but you do have to accept it. Instead, you're sitting there on your high chair squawking at middle-aged women about how you have better morals. Give me a break. You want to talk about patriotism? The patriotic thing to do is support the person who was elected, even if you didn't vote for them. But no, you'd rather divide the country further and act like democracy didn't happen. And for what? To virtue signal to your audience of wine mums who think you're the moral compass of America? Please.
Let's rewind a little and picture this. More juicy than a June peach, the defamation case is in court. Carrie Underwood looked lovely as usual when she stood in front of the crowd at Trump's inauguration, ready to sing America the Beautiful. But she was doing more than just singing. She was relishing this moment in history, even if a tidal wave of rage was smashing against her. You would think that her patriotism would be appreciated, but before you could say anything, some of her purported followers were prepared to declare her a traitor. Supporting your nation seems to be a contentious act these days, which is why hashtags like Dachich Cancel Carrie were all over Twitter. Carrie, however, refused to flinch, and after making a passionate speech about unity and love for America, strode onto the stage with the elegance that only a seasoned queen of country could manage. The drama didn't stop there either. With the assurance of a woman who has made it through both American Idol and the brutal Nashville music scene, Carrie began singing her heartfelt rendition of America the Beautiful.
Only was Carrie Underwood's last-minute a cappella performance so stunningly beautiful. And I don't know many performers who could perform at such an event of that magnitude and have such a malfunction and be able to handle it as beautifully as she did and professionally. But more importantly than how beautiful that moment was, what made it even more beautiful was the fact that for a brief moment in time, all the sides, everybody in that room were together in that moment, singing the same song, supporting the singer, the artist. And to me, that was even more beautiful than her angelic voice. This is not a political post. Don't come at me. Just appreciative of a moment of togetherness because you just don't see it that often anymore.
Even though the microphone sputtered, the speakers shattered, and the sound engineer likely broke into a cold sweat, she dismissed the mishap like a fly and launched into an a cappella rendition that hushed her detractors before anyone could say, oops. She transformed what might have been a catastrophe into an inaugural moment that would live on in history. By the time she hit the last note, she had solidified her place in the moment, but instead of applauding her tenacity, The View decided to highlight Carrie. They examined her performance as if she had committed some major transgression, disregarding her message of solidarity and the bravery required to confront such polarizing criticism. Oh, you know how they do it. Snarky comments, critical nods, and unsolicited feedback on her choices. How could they have sipped their lattes and sneered as if they had never had to make a difficult decision in their lives?
Since Carrie Underwood's performing at Donald Trump's inauguration, I just don't like her music anymore. I can't stand her. I can't buy any of her music. I'll never, ever, ever play another song of hers. She's such a piece of, oh my God. Oh my gosh, can you guys just, not think for yourselves? Why is it that the second that someone you've loved and admired and followed for 15, 20 years, because they have a different political affiliation than you don't like them anymore? You can't stand them now. They're garbage. They're trash. You don't want anything to do with them. You liked them, but then because that person is supporting someone you didn't vote for, they're just, you're done with them. You're done with them. I don't understand it. There's a lot of musicians I follow or that I support or that I listen to.
According to reports, Carrie's legal team is concentrating on the potential long-term harm to her career from such comments, emphasizing that words matter, particularly when they are aired to millions of people. Carrie could be the one to finally bring The View down to earth. Even though the show is no stranger to controversy, they've had their share of feuds over the years, from political squabbles to celebrity takedowns. This case could be a game changer. The View is purportedly being accused of character defamation, with Carrie's camp arguing that their remarks went beyond reasonable criticism into pure slander. Carrie, a Grammy-winning powerhouse with a massive following of devoted fans, never backs down from a fight. The View clearly underestimated her if they thought they could criticize her without a response. Now, for a program that thrives on dissecting every aspect of popular culture, let's talk about the hypocrisy of it all.
I personally hope we're moving beyond the era of politics where we want to cancel people's livelihoods because we don't like their politics. And whether it was the Dixie Chicks for criticizing George Bush, didn't agree with it then, and Carrie Underwood, if you have a problem, you register your complaint by not downloading your songs and not going to her shows.
Right.
But I also think from a business standpoint, it's not a bad decision for Carrie Underwood. 75 million people voted for Trump. Artists tend to skew left-leaning, so she's overnight going to become an icon of MAGA and the American right. She's probably going to make a lot of money off of it. So I get why she did it.
So you heard the comments from the ladies on The View. Of course, that kind of was the beginning of this firestorm.
Right.
They have apologized.
Right.
What do you think of their apology?
As I've told other people, because people have asked me, what do I think? And there are consequences for what you say. And for me, they didn't apologize to me. They apologized to nurses all over America. So I love leaving it up to them. They can decide how genuine they felt that it was, and they can decide what to do with that apology. I appreciate it, but it's just not.
They gave Carrie no credit at all, portraying her as an out-of-touch celebrity who is unaware of the consequences of her actions, while they sit on their high horses and fail to see the irony of criticizing someone for standing up while doing nothing more than flapping their jaws. You would think that they would at least acknowledge the courage it took for Carrie to perform under such intense scrutiny. Carrie's case is further strengthened by the tremendous amount of support she has received after her performance, which has forced critics, and even some of her adversaries, to acknowledge that her a cappella performance was truly memorable. Carrie Underwood's story is a reminder of why we love her in the first place. She is bold, talented, and unafraid to stand up for what she believes in, even when the odds are stacked against her. Whether it's singing her heart out at a historic event or taking on a group of daytime divas in court, she's not just surviving, she's thriving. Ladies of The View, buckle up, because Carrie Underwood isn't just coming for you. She's bringing the whole choir with her, and they're singing a great song. So what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below, and if you don't want to miss out on the hottest celebrity news, make sure to subscribe to Daily Finder.